Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Diamond District. So today I wanted to talk about making progression a lifestyle. So first you wake up. You realize that you don't really like how things are. You don't like the way things are going. You're not feeling the reality that you have. Right after you come to this conclusion of just like, I don't really like the things that I'm dealing with, you have to then make a decision. And remember, the importance of a decision is essentially that you are choosing something, but the difference between a choice and a decision is that to decide is to cut away any other option. Meaning that that's what you're gonna go with, that's what you're gonna do, that's what you're gonna stick with. Most people, when they realize they don't like their life, all they really do is complain. All they really do is get angry about how things aren't the way they want them to be. And they just kind of keep doing that. So on and so on and so on. Like, they don't actually make any changes in their life. So one of the first things that you have to do is you have to make a decision. You have to decide that I'm going to make a change. And after you make that decision, you have to consistently keep showing up. You have to consistently keep making the right choice every single day. Now, once you have gotten past like those first two things, you're gonna realize that it's either gonna happen intentionally or it's gonna happen unintentionally or automatically, but progression is gonna become a lifestyle. That means that the process of you improving is not gonna be at the forefront of your mind. It's gonna be an automatic response to your day-to-day life. You're going to automatically go up in weight when you're lifting. You're going to automatically read more books and expand your mind. You're going to automatically try to eat better. You're going to automatically, any single thing that you get into and you want to get better at, you're going to cross this particular threshold where getting better at whatever it is that you're doing is an automatic response. And this is what I mean by progression becomes a lifestyle. This constant sense of improvement. Yeah, the video that I made yesterday, it really kind of talked about how my day wasn't going as planned for several reasons. I came home, I had the thought of, you know what, I'm just gonna throw the day away. And I didn't even take the time to take off my work clothes. I just quite literally put my bag down and immediately started working out as though I didn't even have that thought. When 3 to 4 months ago, if I had had that thought, that would have been it. That would have been my day. But because I have consistently kept showing up within these past months on all of the decisions that I've made thus far, something in me is just kind of like, well, fuck that thought. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. It's become an automatic response. You know, progression has become my lifestyle. Right now, I'm really struggling with the diet aspect, more so because the reasoning doesn't matter, but just to share, I kind of just grew up eating whatever I want, just like most people. So to intentionally eat specifically healthy foods and to intentionally go out of your way for meal prepping and all this other stuff is a huge adjustment for me. But it's an adjustment that I need to make nonetheless. I will never get the results that I'm looking for if I don't just make that decision that, okay, well, I've been able to be consistent in all these different areas. If I give this enough time and attention, I'll see results in that too, and the things that I'm able to do. You know, one of the first steps that I took was just cooking more, so that way I'll be more familiar with just the action of like, okay, I need to eat something, the power of what I can eat, my meal, my portions, and all of that is in my control. And that's really how you have to start. You have to find some type of entry point for you to get into what you want to change and start from there. And if you just keep, again, the power of showing up, the power of consistency, it changes everything. And once you tap into that power, it builds sort of a momentum for you. And then all of a sudden you start to realize that you are constantly trying to progress in all these different areas. You have made progression a lifestyle. And that is one of the best things you could possibly do for yourself, do to and for yourself. Because once progression has become a lifestyle, the ability for you to meet people who can even take you on a higher level are much more likely. You see, you have to understand that the relationship, like when it comes to networking and relationship building, a lot of people really like to emphasize the need to do that, right? But ultimately, what's going to take you where you want to go is what type of value you can offer to other people. And the more I look into the YouTube space of the people who are in shape, or the people who was able to get their diet on point and stuff like that, the fact that they were able to do it, and coupled with the fact that the average person is not only not in shape, but their diet is terrible, but everybody wants to look a certain way, they naturally have the ability to offer this sense of value, and because they have results, it would immediately garner attention, no matter what. So, I'm not surprised that my channel hasn't gotten to a certain level of viewpoints, because I'm talking about a process that I'm going through. You're not seeing the results. Like, I have like a decent bicep, but it's not like massive. My chest is decent. I have decent traps, but it's not like, whoa, bro, what the fuck have you been doing? But the moment I cross that threshold, now it opens up several new lanes for me, where maybe the channel turns into a body and fitness channel, and people come in trying to learn body and fitness, and I sneak in the gems that I'm trying to get people to understand for them to improve their lives. But that's really just the power of just like making progression your lifestyle. It will completely change you, completely change how people respond to you, and more importantly, how you respond to life, how you respond to circumstance. You're always going to want to get better. You're always going to want to improve. And sometimes the want part is not even really needed. You're just going to. That's really the concept of a lifestyle. It's not a matter of want or need or whatever. Like the lifestyle that you live is going to just be like that. So if you live a shitty lifestyle, all of the things that you experience are going to be shitty, whether you want it or not. But if you live a progressive lifestyle, which is essentially like you've been consistent for so long that you're in this automated state, you have no ceiling. So try to aim for that. Try to truly aim for growing. Try to aim for showing up. Try to aim to be consistent. And you do that long enough, you start to see changes that suddenly it seemed like it happened overnight. One of my favorite quotes is, good habits bring friends. So what that means is like you might have a habit of sleeping in late, but if you were to have a habit of waking up early, you would wake up early, and this would be followed by a certain amount of time where you actually would be able to maybe work out. You'd be able to read. You'd be able to look into something uninterrupted. And by doing so, maybe you start to think of ideas for you to become an entrepreneur. Like, this is what it means to live a lifestyle, because one thing leads to another, and the frequency of your lifestyle will determine what those things will be. The people who live really excellent lifestyles, where one positive thing leads to another, that's automated. And a lot of times it's not even intentional. They're in a good mental, physical health space. They live where they want to live, so they end up meeting people who are further along than them, but they see value in what they have to offer. And because of that, they are able to literally get fucking alley-hooped into a whole other better situation. And that's really just the point. Like, if you keep progressing, opportunities will come and find you. Not just like, you don't need to also just make your opportunities. If you live a lifestyle of progression, opportunity will find you. So once again, anytime I make any of these videos, it's either to share or also a reminder to myself as well that This is something that I need to keep in mind. This is something that I'm going through, but this is something that you will eventually go through as well, or you're going through right now. Please understand that no matter what is happening in this world or what's happening in your life, you have the power to change it. And that's the most important thing that you need to remember on a day-to-day basis, on a moment-to-moment basis. It doesn't have to be the same. It doesn't have to be the same. It could be more, it could be better, it could be different.